morning, and welcome to this Monday's morning edition of Mindset Monday, brought to you by the Unscripted event. The Unscripted event is coming up this weekend here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. Make sure to get here if you don't have your tickets already. It's going to be a slobber knocker. And you ask what a slobber knocker is? It's actually a term that an old wrestling announcer used to use all the time. It just means something good. And so that's what it's going to be. We are looking so forward to the event. I know that on here, Danny, he's got his ticket. I have not looked at it recently to see who else has or has not gotten tickets. So we are looking forward to seeing everyone that is meant to be here on the 20th and 21st. For the Unscripted event. And here's the thing, get into this one because the format for the entire event is changing after this one. We are making some major changes and bringing even more value. And Danny's probably sitting there saying, how do you do that? You see, Danny was at the first one and he's at the second one. And the exciting part to it is we are always working behind the scenes to look to see how we can raise the bar, how we can make things better, how we can be more effective, how we can reach more people. And we are going to do that at this Unscripted event as well as future ones also. So we're looking real forward to that. This morning's going to be an interesting conversation. It's going to be about when you feel that you have hit the end of the road, when you feel when you're just having challenges, you're getting a brand new business started and you keep hitting your head against a wall, so to speak. You are beginning a new workout plan and it's challenging. Anything new in life that you're doing and it feels like no matter what you do, will I get ahead? Better question is, how do I get ahead? Danny's at work. He's going to have to hop off. Have a great day, Danny. Always great seeing you. So when you are looking to change careers, you're going to hit a lot of hurdles. You're going to hit a lot of block walls, so to speak. How do you get past them? How do you push through? Are you so dead set on your end goal that when you come up to that wall, good morning, Carmen. Good morning, Lisa. When you come up to that brick wall, how do you get through? Do you keep beating your head against the wall till the wall falls? Do you go over, around, underneath? What do you do? We're always going to hit those challenges. We're always going to hit something that makes us question how we will reach that next level. Again, this can mean so many different things. Something that was happening with me this morning, as a matter of fact, for those of you that follow me on Facebook, I think all of you do. My daughter and I had just started doing the Insanity workout along with our 75 hard workout. And I'm reminded that I just hit 40 years old when I'm out there doing the Insanity workout. My knees will not let me forget. My knees say, hey, remember, it still hurts down here. There's one exercise where you jump up, and I'm not going to demo it for you. You're welcome. You jump up, you raise your knees to your chest, at least as far as you can get them, and then you obviously land. That's how gravity works. At this point in time, I'm having to find alternatives during that time. Now, I'll do as many of them as I can, but yet my knees are screaming out. I was in Florida over the weekend at a medical conference, is really what it was. And Mike is a genius when it comes to stem cells, as well as many other things. In fact, one of the speakers that was on stage got interrupted just minutes after he started. And Mark was standing there and he said, Mitch, you've got to go. And he said, what do you mean? He said, we just got a call from the hospital. Somebody's essentially about to die. And y'all have to get there, him and Mike. He said, all right, how long do I have? A minute, 2 minutes so I can close this out? He said, no, you're leaving now. The interesting part to that was the fact that Mitch, the guy that was speaking, is based in Colombia, the country. Mike is based in California. We were in Florida. Yet the hospitals knew that they were nearby, and they reached out to them and pulled them in. That says a lot to their character, to the quality of what they do. It says a lot to everything. So they asked me what I wanted work done on. And I said, my knees. So I'm going to have to go out to California to get some stem cells shot into my knee because, well, both of them. That is one way that I'm going to get past that. Yet, all of us here have been into a business of some kind. So how have y'all utilized the never give up mentality? I'm going to push through no matter what. When I started my very first business 20 years ago, I was going around and I was looking for funds. I didn't come from a wealthy family. I didn't come from a family that was able to put money into my dreams, my desires for business, at least, because that wasn't a cheap business. Cheaper than most, but still not cheap. And no bank would give me a loan. It was a situation of, if you fail, we have no use for your equipment. So I kept pushing and I kept pushing. And it was actually my grandmother that passed away in January. I will never forget the morning she called me. She said, Jonathan, come see me. Now, she lived in the same house. She had an apartment downstairs. And so I walk in there, frustrated. I'll be real with you. How dare this woman call me before noon and wake me up? So I go in there and she said, Jonathan, I have some money for you. I said, all right, what's that mean? And she told me how much. And at that point in my life, it was more money than I had ever had control of at one time. But yet it's because I did not give up. I did not let all the no's from the banks dissuade me. Taking that never say die attitude is going to get you through what you need to get through. This morning, as we were doing the insanity workout, we do it in 2 blocks right now in our 45 minutes. Quite frankly, neither Nevaeh or I can keep up for 45 minutes. It's not happening right now. We've got to work up to it. So we will go until we just feel like we can't move. And then we go outside and we walk, come back in and continue. I was asking my beautiful Nevaeh, I said, she made the comment, she said, we have 45 days left. I don't know if that was today or tomorrow. She said, we have 45 days left. I said, oh, cool. Said, are you along for the journey? She said, I said, are you going to make it all 75 days? Now, she's shown me no reason that she wouldn't, but yet she brought it up. She said, I hope so. I said, no, that won't kill it. I said, you hope you will means you won't. I said, are you committed to making this complete 75 days? Baby, look, you go 74 days. I don't care what you've done. I don't care how much weight you've lost. I don't care how much you've learned. I don't care any of that. You go 74 and a half days and you quit, you failed. I love you, but you failed. When I made the comment to her, I said, you have to be completely committed. She said, okay, I'm on board. Guess what? That little beauty is going to make it all 75 days. Number one, because it's getting set in her mind that she will. Number two, because, well, I'm making it all 75 days. She started, I'm not letting her stop. Especially not this far in. Lisa, how far are we in? You're muted.
I think we're on day 29.
Yep, we're day something. We end July 1st. That's about all I know. But it's that mindset shift to say, I'm going to instead I hope I do. You know, Carmen's going to know where this came from. Lisa's going to know. Kate, you're going to know. Try is going to allow you to fail. When you say, I'll try to do that, you're not going to do it. There is no state of try. It's either do or do not. And that is the great theologian, Yoda, that said that. It's true, though. When you go in saying, no matter what comes my way, I will succeed, you're going to do it. I know all of y'all have seen my cardboard cutout. At one point last night during the insanity, I had to come in, grab that cardboard cutout so I could look at him, which drove me even more crazy. But that's the point. I see that. I see what I'm going for. And all of a sudden, those exercises do actually get, I was going to say easier, and that's just a lie. And I'm not going to lie to you. They get more tolerable. How do you maintain that focus when you're starting a business and you say, you know what? Nobody wants to invest and I need $250,000. I don't have it. Nobody wants to invest it. What do I do? Maybe this is a pipe dream. Maybe it's something that I should just give up on. No, it's not. Maybe the person that you're becoming through having to fight through those obstacles is what you got to have in place, because the challenges don't stop coming. My brother was doing a job with me 2 years ago, probably. And he said, Jonathan, I want to talk to you about something. I'm like, all right, what's up? He said, I know you don't face this anymore, but I'm like, oh boy, here we go. He had questions for me about how to start his business. And I said, you know, Michael, you're absolutely right. I don't face that challenge. 20 years in, I don't face that challenge. However, the more you grow, the more challenging it gets, just in different ways. And here we go again. This is a new business. I've restarted, essentially. The advantage is I do have the understanding from 20 years of business history to tie into this, things that you got to get set up first to be ready to go. Yet it is restarting. Luckily for me, I have some of the most amazing people behind the scenes that help run this and keep this ship well oiled. One of them's about to get 20 minutes worth of maternity leave. Granted, the baby does not listen to mama and comes during the workday. She can have the rest of that day off. Hopefully he will come after hours and we don't even have to, worry about it. However, being in place when it's time to really go is the key. Ricardo's with me behind the scenes. Lisa's with me behind the scenes. They see a bunch of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes that even some of the people on the team don't know. Actually, the people on the team don't know. They know what it is, but there's no point in saying, hey, this is exactly what's going on, because right at this point, it doesn't matter. You had the certain people to work their certain areas, and that's how you continue to grow. What is it that y'all do in your businesses, in your life, to set the correct systems and processes in place and to get over, beneath, or around those walls whenever they come up and they seem so insurmountable? What is it that y'all do? Y'all can unmute yourself and answer that. Or looks like Lisa's already getting ready. Kate, you're unmuted. Were you wanting to say something? You're muted.
Good. I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah. Okay, I'll go.
Why am I not shocked?
I don't know. That's one of my gifts. I like to talk.
I would have never known that one. That's a shock.
Anyway, what I do is I find I have a mentor, which helps me along the way, especially because I've never started, like I'm in my business and I needed help when I was starting to know what to put into place to lay the groundwork. I will say that I had to switch mentors at times because they weren't giving you the right information. So you have to choose wisely and then move on when it's not suiting you or not helping you, to be aware. And then at this point in time where I'm at, it's like, oh, phone a friend. Like, oh, what else? This is what I'm doing. What else can I do? What do you see? Because as we all know, we don't see our own stuff. So it's always good to get somebody involved who has nothing to do with your business and say, hey, what else can I do? What do you see? And it's super helpful. That's what I do.
Absolutely. And you know, that's one of the beauties to this community is the people that are here right now, the people that are here on Wednesday night. Sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's different. But you have a community here to pull from as well. That makes every one of us stronger, being able to stand on each other's backs. The fastest way to success is to stand on the backs of giants. Stand on the shoulders of giants. You find somebody who has what you want, you align with them, you stand on their shoulders, and everything does truly get easier. There's still challenges, but it does get easier. Good morning, Carmen. What about you? How are you this morning?
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Blessed and unstoppable. Happy to see you.
Thank you.
What do you do when you...
orthodontist office right now. That's why my camera...
Say that again?
She's at the doctor's office.
Actually, yeah.
Gotcha. So kind of challenging for you to talk. And the funny thing is, I don't know if y'all just saw my body positioning. When she said that, I leaned in to listen when I have headphones on. I mean, it sounds the same back here as it does up here. Ricardo, I'd love to hear your feedback on this one. When you get to the point of where you just don't know what to do, what do you do?
Honestly, Lisa was talking about having someone to help build filter. I mean, she didn't say it that exact way, but that's kind of the way I heard part of what she said, is to have someone that's a sounding board, someone who has a eagle's eye view of what's happening in your life, so that in areas where you don't have an awareness, they may be able to see something and point out something that you're doing or not doing. And then it helps you kind of pinpoint areas where you have shortcomings, and then you either know that those are areas you may have to delegate, or that's something where you need to shore it up. But either way, delegate for sure the area up in your life. But one of the greatest things is understanding that when you run into those roadblocks or obstacles, to make decisions and not choices, or not choose to do something, but make a decision to do something. You know, because obviously, if you choose to do something, it seems like semantics, but if I choose to do this, then I'm essentially telling myself subconsciously that I'm giving myself an option and an out if it doesn't go well. You know, but if I make a decision, I'm essentially traveling to the island and burning the boat so that I can't return from the island. You know, and so in a situation where you don't give yourself any option but to move forward, then you don't get in a position where you allow those things that you would normally trip over to get in your way. You end up, like you said, standing on the shoulder of a giant. You end up standing on something that would typically trip over you when you know that you have no other option.
That's right. It is all the the two people that have spoken, let's read Carmen. She said, when I don't know what to do, I put it out to the universe and I tell myself, I know I'll figure this out. It's mindset. It is mindset and associating with the right people. Your network determines your net worth. That's an old saying. It is so true. Who you associate with is the determining factor of how far you're going to go in life, where you're going to go in life. And just like Lisa said, you got to take account. You know, you can have mentors. You should have mentors. Everybody should. Everybody should. And there comes a point, depending on what the mentor's job is, it may be a very long process, because you may work on things and then switch and then keep peeling back the layers of the onion. And then there are some times where, again, depending on what you are associated with that mentor for, if they're not getting results after a certain amount of time, it might be time to look into something else. You know, I have a spiritual mentor who is the campus pastor at my church, Tim Price. That's not something that's going to be 3 or 4 months long. We've been going to that church now, Kate, how long? That campus, 4 years, 5 years, however. We were there the first time that it opened, and we're still there. And that's one of those examples of he's not going anywhere. Yet there are times where you hire somebody in, and after 2 or 3, 4 months, you ought to be able to move on. The whole point of aligning with a mentor is to level up, is to get to that next level. You know, if you are starting a business, you may have a mentor that has experience in starting businesses and being successful. When you've been in business for 10, 15, 20 years, it may be a little bit different. Will be a little bit different, in fact. So you got to know what you're there and what you're looking for to align with. Have somebody that's going to bring. Say it again. Somebody say something.
No, I was doing. I thought you had stopped. You paused for a minute. I was going to say there's one other thing I wanted to add, but
okay,
I'll wait.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're good.
No, well, it was just something that I thought about when it comes to, you know, I was talking about the things you were saying and Lisa stated and so forth. And I was talking about making decisions instead of choosing to do something. A lot of this stuff stems from not having confidence in yourself, and a lot of times the confidence stems from the fact that we don't trust ourselves in those areas. You know, the root word for confidence is confide, which, of course, if I'm confiding in someone, I trust them with this information or trust them to do something. But in this situation where we're talking about yourself, the first thing you don't trust is you know, because you know more than anyone every single lie you've ever told yourself. You know, everyone else doesn't know that. You told yourself I was going to work out, and you didn't. You told yourself I was going to complete this, and you didn't. You told yourself you were going to do something, whatever it is, it could be any number of things, and you didn't do it. Other people don't know it, but you do. So there ends up being a lack of confidence in yourself because, honestly, you don't trust yourself in this area. You know, so it's good to have that mentorship, like you said, and it's good to have someone you can be honest, open, and transparent with, because you can't be honest with everybody. You can't be transparent with everybody. You can't be open with everybody. Some you can be honest and open, but not transparent. So everybody can't speak into your life. There's only certain people you can allow to speak into your life. But it's important to do that because, like I said, sometimes you just don't trust you.
That's right. And aligning with the proper mentor, they, as crazy as this will sound, they will believe in you more than you believe in you. That is one of the big things that has always gotten me through, is having somebody say, Jonathan, come along. You know, I think all of y'all know that in like 3 or 4 weeks, I am speaking to a church of 10,000 people, and that's just the first stop on the tour. He looked at me and he said, Jonathan, I believe in you. Let's go. In fact, his most recent words to me is, whether you like it or not, you are under my wing. I'm going to develop you, is what he said. Let's go. Find someone who believes in you more than you believe in you. That's the purpose of a mentor, is the belief, the leveling up, the continuing to go. I love mentoring people. Doing one-on-one mentorship, I love it. Because it's really interesting to see every single person that I have worked with has come out on the other side believing in themselves more than they did when they started. And that is a little bit of saying job well done. Take you from your level 1. Okay, bye, Carmen. It was great seeing you. Hope to see you again soon. Taking you from your level 1 up to your level 7. You don't have to go to level 10. It's a process. Let's get there. Lisa, did you just raise your hand or were you swatting out a fly?
No, I was raising my hand. I haven't seen any flies in Vegas yet.
Wait till you're in Atlanta this weekend.
I know. Anyway, what I wanted to say is yes, and I want to attest that Jonathan believes in me more than I believe in myself, and now I believe in myself more just being in Jonathan's company, and I'm grateful for that.
Well, thank you so much for the kind words. And she also wanted to be crazy and be an accountability partner and me be hers with 75 hard. And I think you're further than you've ever made it, right?
Oh, yes. Wait, probably twice as far than I've ever made it. And I knew when I signed up in that moment that there was no way I was not finishing.
That's it.
Broken wrist and all. I'm finishing.
Good for you. I look like a lobster, as my wife told me this morning. I thought that it would be very wise to get into a tanning bed. And I did. And very clearly, I put on the after tanning bed lotion instead of the before. So, yeah, I'm burnt from head to toe. It's all good. It's all good. At least I'll have some tan. But that is the thing, is always focusing. And Juanita said something, and I don't believe that I read it. She said, when I don't know what to do, I regroup and go back to the basics. That is a huge part of it. Go back to the basics. Because when you step back, guess what? You can see stuff that you've already done before. You can see the successes that you've already made. You can see exactly what to do. You don't always have to be right there at the front of everything. Step back. It's okay. Step back, learn. Take 2 steps back and take 3 huge leaps forward. It's okay. This episode was brought to you by the Unscripted event coming up in just a few short days. Danny was on here earlier and he gave me like a daily countdown. He is looking so forward to it because he has been to it before, so he knows what's in store for him. If you have not gotten your tickets, and don't use excuses. Oh, I'm in the Philippines. I'm in South Africa. I don't care. I don't care. Some people in South Africa need to get here to see what it's like where they're moving to. Go to theunscriptedevent.com. Grab your ticket now because we are right there at the end. I don't know how many tickets we have left. Haven't looked recently. Get yours. Get here to Atlanta. Okay, get here. It's exactly where we're broadcasting from. We will see you soon. Everybody have a blessed week. We will see you Wednesday for Wisdom Wednesday. Everybody be blessed.